Hey everyone, I'm Meta. Welcome to the Collective. So today I'm just doing a general reading, kind of just an overall for the day, for the week. We'll just see how this goes. So what I first pulled was Desert Passage, and I think a lot of us have been on this journey that has been really long and tedious, and it's been through uncharted territory. It's been through some really uneven ground, a lot of ups and downs. Just know that even though we are in unknown territory, it's exactly where we're supposed to be. And this resonates with the reading that Queen Hearts and I did for Black Sheep Gypsies yesterday. And it really is just, we're all in a place, like, no matter how uncomfortable we are right now, we're exactly where we're supposed to be, which can be really frustrating because we think we need something different, right? So here is Navigating by the Stars. A lot of us are having horrible trouble sleeping. Like, it's just like sleep is not happening. Anxiety is coming in the middle of the night, or that's when we're getting our downloads for people who are empathic or psychic. And it's really overwhelming. I know I haven't been getting sleep worth a damn, and a lot of people I talk to, that's kind of where it's at. But listen to the messages, and pay attention to your dreams, because a lot of the stuff that's keeping us awake, we're going to be processing while we sleep. We're going to be getting some pretty intense messages between now and the next 2 weeks. Although my readings are timeless and you can come into them at any time and get a message, this particular message that I have right now from this card is pretty specific to the time right now. Currently it's May 5th and of 2020. And I think that there is can still be like a huge awakening within the next 2 weeks. There's going to be some big shift of energy between now and in between the last quarter and the new moon. So we're coming up on the full moon, I think either tonight or tomorrow. And so somewhere between the last quarter and the new is between now and that time is when we're going to see a really big shift, and our energy is going to really ramp up, and our downloads are going to ramp up, and our the dreams we're having, all that stuff's going to really ramp up. And part of that is because of the journey that we're on right now, because ultimately where we're wanting to be is, free. We want to be free from all of the crap we've been working on. We want to be able to feel at home in our bodies, in our minds, in our physical space. We want to have contentment. We want to just feel content, and that's something that a lot of us don't feel right now. So also, a lot of you out there are being called to pick up studies and start studying something new, or pick up a new trade or something of the sort. And that's been coming through a lot. It's been coming a lot for me. But know that whatever you choose is going to take some time, and don't expect to master it all at once. And so for those of you who are getting the call to go back to school or learn a new trade or anything of the sort, do it. It's time. It's time to do it right now. Not only do we have the time, but energetically it's time. Energetically it's time to shift so that we can grow into the new people we're supposed to be, if that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people are called to get into metaphysics. I feel like a lot of people have been getting the call to either be a reader or be a medium, or they're getting messages left and right. A lot of them aren't paying attention to the messages. I know there's a lot of times I ignore my guides. I'm like, oh, I know better than you. So just know that our guides are talking to us because they're our guides. They're guiding us to what we're supposed to be doing. So don't ignore them too much, because they'll keep hounding you until you get the message. But I think a lot of people are being called into this line of work of helping others, and either being a reader or a healer or something that's considered metaphysical and non-traditional. I think that that's kind of where we're at as a collective, is that we're all being called to do something that's less mainstream, if that makes sense. However, so here's a string of cards that really, so although this is the Lovers, um, I don't feel like it has to do with romantic love, because in the way that this card comes across to me is very much like you have your one passion that you really are, that you are passionate about and you love, but you've got this other little thing that's like, hey, I want to come in and I want to do this. And it feels like you might be like cheating on your current passion if you let this other energy in, but you won't. It's time to, again, it comes back to, listen to your guides. Come back to this where, you're it's time to learn something new. It's time to get on a new path, if that makes sense. So don't feel like you're cheating on your current and your current, whether it's a job or a trade or what. You're not. It's not bad if you're looking for something different and something new. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be careful. So here I pulled the Three of Flames reversed, and I'll give you a better look at what this bad boy looks like. So in this particular deck, this is the Witchy Tarot. The flames represent wands, and so be careful about the advice that people are giving you, right? So here's the thing. Let me just give you the string of what we've got. So we also have the Hierophant. He's reversed. I'll show you. We also had the Emperor, and he was reversed. So he was like this. And then we also have Death reversed. And this is the card. So here is the message that I'm getting from that is be careful of the advice that you're getting, right? Be careful not to trust all of the advice that you're getting. And trust yourself. Trust your own intuition, because there's going to be somebody out there who seems like they're the real deal, or they seem like they're out to help you, and they're not. They're not authentic. They're not. How do I explain it? It's not like they're doing it maliciously, but they kind of are, and they're not necessarily in it to help you, but in it for what they can get from it, and what they can get from you, and what they can gain. So just be really careful, because there's a lot of bad advice out there, right? Always trust your gut. Always trust your heart, because inevitably that's where you're going to find your answers. That's exactly where you're going to find your answers. So we are at the end of a cycle. We're at the end of a really big cycle right now, and I think that's part of why the Death card pops up. But it's in reverse, because a lot of us are really resisting that. We're resisting the changes. We're resisting the shift. We're resisting the energy. However, we're at a time right now where it's time. It's time to change the timeline that you're on, and you can. Like for instance, the 2-cup method. That's something that the Queen of Hearts and she and I have been talking about, doing that and changing the timeline that we're on, and shift it and change it to something that we want, or something different, right? So look at this. The way that the star is depicted is she's doing essentially the 2-cup method. Right? So change the timeline that you're on. If you don't like it, change it. You have the power to do that. Nobody else does. And that's the thing, is like nobody else does. But again, I got Judgment in reverse. And again, the thing is that you're being really resistant to change. And it's time to stop resisting the change, because the change is where it's where you're gonna become content. It's where you're gonna be happy, where you're gonna be on your true path, and your higher self is going to be doing exactly what it came here to do, right? We're all star seeds, we're all made of stardust, and we all came here with a cosmic mission, so to speak. I know it's a little woo, and I don't really subscribe to a lot of woo, but I do some. So, it's like, but just be careful. Don't be so defensive, and don't be so scared of the unknown, because really what you're doing is you're fighting yourself, and you're the one who makes it difficult. So just know that the journey you've been on it's exactly where you're supposed to be. And the more we fight it, the worse it gets. And so I just want to tell everyone, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and trust your higher self and your guides. And that's where we're at. Love you guys. Peace.